He loves kids, he loves people, but whenever he sees another dog, he goes totally ballistic. Or whenever he sees someone that looks odd or strange in the street, he equally goes ballistic. So I'm really hoping that Dr. Koren can do something about these problems.
Hello, Pavlik.
Dr. Koren, very nice to meet you.
That must be Genghis.
Genghis, yeah.
Yes, you don't seem frightened of me.
Why don't we go back to the office?
So what kind of dog is Genghis?
He's a cross between a Yorkie and a Lhasa Apso.
Well, it certainly explains why he's got one Yorkie ear up and one Lhasa ear down.
Right.
Now, Genghis has some problems?
To me, it's a bit of a mystery. I mean, you're the expert in this field, but to me, I don't quite understand why he goes so berserk when he sees another dog.
Does he run at the other dog, or does he hide behind you, or what?
No, he's definitely running, and if I didn't hold him back, he'd probably be wherever, if it was across the street or up the street. He's definitely in the attack mode.
Okay, now, when you play games with Genghis, what sort of games do you play?
His favorite game, and he'll pester me until the cows come home, is to bring a ball to me and make me throw it to him, and he'll go and get it and bring it back.
What a guy.
That's a good safe game, because that's not one which tends to bring out the aggression. In the case of Genghis, what we're probably dealing with is a situation where two things are happening. The first thing is Genghis is a small dog, and probably in his interactions with some dogs, sort of in free interactions, he's probably been bowled over. The second thing is that being a dog which comes from, at least from the Lhasa side, a group of dogs which tend to be fairly puppy-like in their attitudes. They tend not to look for the social cues in other dogs very well. In order to understand what Genghis is doing, what you have to think of is that he's running a preemptive strike. He sees another individual coming toward him, a dog, a person which he doesn't understand, and he sees a situation which he doesn't understand. And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to call the pack, which happens to be you at this point in time, to rally your support, because he figures he can't do it all by himself, but he's going to run forward, usually in the direction of what he's seeing is the trouble. And then he'll probably back up a little, and then he'll run forward again, and he'll back up a little. That's one of the indications that, in fact, this is a simulated aggression on his part, and that he's really being a bit insecure about it. What we want to do is we want to fill his mind with something which has nothing whatsoever to do with what's going on in the street, and then he can glance at what's going on in the street and find that it's not threatening, and if we do that often enough, then he will stop being an embarrassment.
Very interesting. I've never thought of that, but it certainly makes a lot of sense.
Now, the first thing we have to see is whether or not Genghis is food-oriented. So I'll take my never-fail bait over here. Never-fail treat fails for Genghis. Okay, so we're going to have to find another way to capture his attention. Now, my spies tell me that you are ball-oriented. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is certainly the case. So we're going to have to use a non-food stimulus, and I think that what we're going to use is the ball. First of all, we have to determine the critical distance, which is the distance between Genghis and any dog or person where he starts to react. The next thing is that once somebody comes, or some dog comes, within the critical distance, you're going to have to get Genghis's attention. You're going to do it just before they get to that critical distance. And the way you're going to do it is by you're going to take the ball, you're going to wave it over Genghis's face, and then you're going to say, Genghis, sit. And then you're just going to baby talk him. You want it? You want it? You want it? What a good Genghis. And wait until the person or the dog gets very, very close at the point where you think that Genghis is going to break. You're going to say to Genghis, Genghis, heel, and you're just going to move straight past them, taking him away from them. So okay. I'm going to go get Dancer right now, and you just wait here, and we'll be right back with a threatening stimulus.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go, Dancer. Dancer. Dancer, sit. So it appears that this is about 15 or 20 feet. That's our critical distance. Okay, Pavlik, it looks like on the basis of Genghis's response that he's getting a little bit too frantic to even respond to the ball. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to show him that even when things get close, they're not really fearful. And in order to do that, we're going to have to sort of enforce a sitting position for him. Take right over here in his hips, and you're just going to press down. And then as the other dog or the person gets closer, you're simply going to baby talk him. You're simply going to say, okay, little one, okay, little Genghis, that's a good baby. And he's going to growl like that, and he's going to be very unhappy. But after a while, he'll see that the things will just go past him without hurting him. And that passion of the growling should sort of start to stop over time. Okay, now, sit. Tell him to settle. Stay.
Sit down. Genghis.
Now, just keep your hand there. Stay.
It's okay.
Settle, settle. That's a good dog. Settle.
Good boy.
Settle, settle.
Okay, Genghis, let's practice. Settle, settle. What a good boy. Yes, what a good boy. Yes, what a good boy.
We got in touch with Pavlik again about Genghis's embarrassing street behavior. Well, things are turning around. He still barks wildly at strange dogs and people, but the seat hold technique is working well to calm him.